Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about a game that is called Happy Room. Oh, it's happy for you, not so much for the guy that's in the room. And, we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, this is a game that's got a very clear point, very clear purpose, and, admittedly, pretty solid progression considering what it actually is. So let's talk a little bit about it. So there's no real story here that I'm aware of. There's like a little intro cinematic that kind of gives it a rhyme or reason, but I'm not sure I would even really call it particularly a story. You're not exactly following missions and stuff in that sense, but it does give you goals and objectives to reach. So the game is very positive on Steam, 85%. There's like 1,400 reviews on it, and it's $5. I mean, hey man, what can you do for $5? So, what is this game? Well, honestly, it's really simple. It's a trap room game, more or less. You are trying to cause as much bodily harm to your little dude as you possibly can within your budget. And hitting certain milestones will increase that budget further, allowing you to add in more stuff that will just do more damage to your little dude. And that's just kind of how that is. So, yeah, this game it's a good game to just kind of hang out. You know, you're hanging out, you're not sure what you're in the mood to play, so you kind of put this on. And honestly, this is nice. It's solid. You know, it gives you a little bit of that gratuitous violence. You know, plenty of blood and gore. There's stuff to unlock. You know, you can unlock hats for your dude. As you'll see, my dude's wearing a watermelon on his head. And there's a lot of interesting and creative ways to hurt your guy with a lot of interesting and creative weapons and tools. You know, anything from like landmines and machine gun turrets to spiders and little frog dudes that just like hurt him whenever they land on him, I guess. To, you know, teleporting, to jumpers, to like ice launchers, spinning blades, axes, all kinds of stuff. And of course, there's bonuses for dismemberments and stuff like that. And really, the game does have a lot of replay value. There's like 5 different stages you can unlock, and I have 3 of them open. I really haven't put a lot of time into this game. I've maybe played it for 3 hours. That's because I haven't necessarily been so much in the mood for it. But when you are, man, does it hit the spot. It's kind of in the same realm as like Happy Wheels, you know, where it's like just silly violence for the sake of it, you know? And honestly, it fills that niche quite well. You know, it's, yeah. It's that. There is actually a pretty reasonable amount of challenge if you're trying to unlock the milestones to increase your budget, and believe me, if you're enjoying yourself, you're trying to do that. And like sometimes it'll seem like, you know, you've come up with everything you can think of, every way you can think of to torture this guy, and you just can't seem to hit your next milestone. You know, maybe try upgrading some stuff. That might be where it's at for you. And if that doesn't work, maybe maybe try setting things up ever so slightly differently, because you know there's a shocking amount of physics reliance here. Like this game has a surprising amount of physics involved, which is, you know, I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because it satisfies that desire to have that silly gratuitous violence while also giving you, you know, a variety of ways to harm your character in silly and goofy methods, while also at the same time providing you a logical challenge. Once you hit a certain point and you want to advance, it makes you think, how? How do I get past this part? How do I set up the traps that I have at my disposal so that I can up my overall amount of money that I have to spend on traps while also passing my pain milestone that I'm trying to inflict on this guy, you know? And yeah, The character, your little dude, is referred to as a dummy, but let's be honest, he bleeds. He's not a dummy. I mean, maybe he is a dummy for being in that room, but like, yeah. You have an unlimited supply of dudes to harm to your heart's content, and you can have them be little robot guys, little green zombie dudes like I got, or just regular dudes. And there's something to enjoy there. Actually, you probably saw right away. I was setting up my dude, kind of exploring that a little bit. But I believe that's new in an update from the last time I'd played this game, and I believe that this game does still regularly get updated and features added to it and stuff. And frankly, I haven't paid for any of this extra shit, like, at all. None of it. Like, anything that they've added in, like the dungeon room that we started off in, that's new, and that was free. That's like a whole new room to fuck this guy up for free. That's immediately extending your game time. If this is a game that you're really enjoying, that's an immediate extension, a free extension to the amount of time you can spend in this game. And you can spend hours in this game. It's kind of like one of those endless things to a degree. Once you get to the point where you have all the stages open and you've got like a capped out budget and you can just like literally do whatever you want in those rooms, it's it might become less endearing and feel less of a desire to continue it, but it will genuinely take you quite a while to get to that point, I think. And that's a good thing for a game to have, especially considering that by the time that you get to that point, let's say you bought that game today, after watching this video, you're just like, hey, I need to play Happy Room. I got $5. So you go and you buy the game, and then by the time you're done figuring out how to clear and master all 5 of the stages that are currently available to you, at that point, they'll probably have another update either already out or on the way that might change something, or potentially even add something into the game that is completely fresh and new. And you can come into it with brand new eyes and be like, oh, that wasn't there before. Cool. It's something new to check out. And that's always something cool, is when a game that you haven't played in a long while, a game like this that you haven't played in a long while, you come back to it and you find something new that you didn't have before. That's always very endearing thing to experience. It's like, okay, I'll sit down for a couple hours or something and check this out. And honestly, it's very, very easy to lose track of time playing this. It's very easy to lose track of time. You'll get your $5 worth the first time you sit down with it, I'm sure. And I really have no real complaints here with this game. I'm not sure how well it's sold overall, but I imagine, for $5 and being just a silly violence game, I imagine that it's gotten a decent amount of sales, especially because it's been out since 2016, so it's been around for a few years. And again, it makes you think. It challenges your brain a little bit, and that's a good thing. So personally, I kind of actually am going to go ahead and recommend this one, because apparently I just recommend everything that I play on the channel for you guys, apparently. But I recommend this one with the caveat that it's certainly not for everybody. If gratuitous violence for the sake of it isn't really your thing, if, random chaos and just finding creative ways to do damage is not really your thing, then maybe, pass on this one. But if you don't mind that stuff and you've been bored lately and you got $5 to spend on Steam, why not? Like, maybe you've got a bunch of them Steam cards you've been sitting on and you don't really care about that shit, but you've been playing video games and you got a bunch of them, and you just go and you list them up for sale in the player market. It ain't even that hard, depending on the games you play, to find cards and get enough of them to sell on the Steam marketplace to make $5. And at that point, you paid for this game literally by just playing other games. That's dope, And I know there's a lot of people that genuinely don't really care that much about the cards. I care about them sometimes, certain games and whatnot. But for the most part, nah. I sell most of the Steam cards I get so I can buy cheap games like this. Like, that's just what I do, you know? So, like, as far as I'm concerned, I got it for free. And that is that, frankly. So I think that that'll do us. I think that that'll do us for talking about this game. I'm shocked I got as much said as I did, honestly. Um, Considering there's really not a whole lot to this game. But thank you guys for tagging along for this one, for joining me on this little adventure. Please remember to stay safe out there and take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and like, comment, subscribe. Grief that bell button a little bit. Dislike it if you think I earned it, or dislike it if you hate Happy Room or games like this. It's not going to stop me from covering other ones in the future, but it's always nice to voice your opinion sometimes. And with all that said, I will fucking see you later.